What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing well out there, and welcome to the first garden tour of 2021. Let's get into it. So this is our raspberry patch. So our raspberries and blackberries are starting to come up, so you can see they're looking nice and green. So we're gonna have to come back out here and remulch this. Luckily we have a big old pile of wood chips, so that should be easy, but you can see the grass is kind of creeping in.
Creeping grass.
As it has a tendency to do. Look at all that garlic. So if anybody knows why the tips are turning yellow, please let us know. But we weren't quite sure when we planted this what we would actually get, because it's our first time planting garlic.
And we planted it pretty late.
Planted it pretty late, like basically the day before the ground froze. So I'd say the response is pretty good. Pretty happy with how they all look. Just now they're turning yellow and I'm not sure why. So hopefully they're okay, and if there's something that we should do, let us know. This is where some asshole deer came through and annihilated hundreds of dollars worth of tulips. And we have never had this scale of a problem before. In the past, our dogs have been scary enough to keep the deer away, but it seems like this year there was just too much and they just could not help.
Tulips were too delicious.
Tulips were too delicious. Get it? And it's like, it seems like they grab them right as they're about to like bloom. So it's like we're thinking like, okay, great, you know, this weekend we're gonna have a ton of flower bouquets we can put out, and then
they literally missed this one because it had hay wrapped around it. That'll be the one tulip that blooms back here.
And so here we are in our orchard. Our almond tree is wrapped up in some kind of devil vine, but is looking very pretty.
Very pretty. Devil vine.
Devil vine. And I mean, we don't have our bees over here anymore. Moved the one beehive that survived over to my mother-in-law's house, and we installed 3 packages at our new place. So no bees here. So we'll see. Not that these trees have ever given us any real fruit anyway. Tree. It's nice that it's spring and everything is alive again, and that I'm seeing that I really need to mow. Maybe that's what I'll do tomorrow. Grass. All right, so now here we are in our blueberry patch, where things are looking pretty good. I can see some new growth on some of these right here. So that's exciting. We got a couple of berries last year. Hopefully this year we get a little more than a couple. That would be nice.
Well, are these the flowers?
I have no idea.
Comment down below.
Yeah. So we are planning on digging these all up and bringing them over to our new property. So that'll be a nice little project. And it's funny, Macy's belly scratcher willow is still alive. I want to dig that up.
We can take that.
That guy, I don't know if we have video of it, but Macy or Alpaca walks directly over that to scratch the undercarriage. And so the only thing that survived is the very top. All the other branches got like broken off. But it's still going after like 2 years of being a belly scratcher. So good job, little tree. So here's some of our raised beds. Obviously not everything is planted yet, it's still early. I think our last frost date isn't for, I think it's actually this coming weekend is our last frost date.
Great.
So that's kind of exciting. We just have some tulips.
Yeah, there's daffodils and what are those called? Alliums in there. The big
Globy
purple
ones,
ones.
right?
Yeah, these are little tiny daffodils. What are we gonna plant in all these?
That's your job. I'm supervising the construction over at the new place.
So I can plant whatever I want, wherever I want?
which is very different from what's happened in the past, by the way. Plant whatever you want, wherever you want, whenever you want. Peonies. So these I think again we planted these like last minute, sort of before it got cold, because that was last year, right? We planted them in the winter. It seems like they're all coming up, so that's good. Some of them look stronger than others, but there were a bunch of different sizes.
Yeah.
What are they called? Are they called bushes?
Bare roots.
Bare roots. So hopefully these all come up and look gorgeous. So over here we have yarrow, right?
Yep.
So, and this just is a perennial, right? So we planted this last spring, and it's coming back now. And now it seems like it's starting to rain again. But so excited for this. This was a great little filler, and then you can see again deer destruction over there.
We got to pick some of these tulips before the deer found them. These grew a little bit earlier. Yeah, just look at the destruction. What the hell?
Look at these.
Yeah, those came up from last year. We didn't plant these this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Are those tulips?
Yeah.
Some kind of fancy tulip?
Fancy schmancy. Our red bud is going to be
Oh wow, yeah.
blooming soon.
It's looking good. He gave us a scare last year. It was not looking so good. But looking good right now. There's our curly willow. Why don't you lay any eggs?
John being shady at the chickens.
Well, they've been here forever. And they're crowing. If the roosters are crowing, the eggs should be laid. Get to work.
Those are silked white Easter eggers, and then those two are olive eggers, and our lone I am Samani is back there. And this is the bark we were talking about.
Like actual tree. Planted that from a little stick. He has grown to be quite the tree.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Yeah. I like.
Yeah. Nepeta.
So here's a quick tour of our greenhouse. We have a lot of work to do, but Catherine's going to have some help up potting some tomatoes this weekend, so that should be fun. Got a lot of tomatoes. The tomatoes look pretty good. Probably like a week after we put a bunch of stuff out here, we got a super cold night, like well below freezing, and it dipped too cold down here for all this stuff, and we ended up losing probably like half of what we had out here, both like flowers and tomatoes and all kinds of stuff. So that was sad. Luckily, we still have
Plenty. Yeah. But
So-
we lost like whole trays of certain kinds of tomatoes, and we also like the dahlia tubers that we had stored like so carefully all winter.
Yep, and Catherine
and
did an amazing job storing them over the winter and like getting them
Pre-sprouted.
through the winter, sprouted, split, like all that stuff, and then one little cold night kills them. Are those, and the tubers are like gone, right?
I pulled out the ones that were nasty and rotten.
It's incredible, like that, so sensitive.
Sensitive.
Very sensitive.
This is blue night kale and black magic kale. This is the dinosaur kale, the Yarrow de Toscana. This is scarlet kale. This is red Russian kale. This is premier kale. And this is the feathered frills. These are our dahlias that are pre-sprouting. Got some more over there. Our salad mix starts. These are flowers. These are Sunday sage, salvia, gloriosa daisies, and that's saponaria maybe? Some more sprouted dahlias. These are seed dahlias here. Talking about the cherry tomato forest, I had a bag of all of our tomato seeds mixed together that we saved. Like, I didn't label them, I just mixed them all together. So we're gonna have just cherry tomato forest. These are snapdragons. This is Love Lies Bleeding Amaranth. And more tomatoes. Those are labeled for the sale.
Good. So we actually found the other day that the metal garbage can that we used to store our food was tipped over, and it was at the end of the, there was barely any food in there, but somebody decided to knock the can over and eat all the food. Pumpkin. So that was interesting. But so this year our alpacas are going to get shorn again, and instead of just turning Macy's fiber into yarn, we're going to get everybody processed, and we're going to get all the yarn made. So that'll be cool. So we should have a lot more, because last year we sold out in like a day. So we're hoping to have a lot more this year. And we have, I think Connie's going to get some really nice fiber. Same thing with Linda and Sophie. Looking forward to getting that. And then also it'll be interesting to see what the Surrey fiber ends up looking like in yarn. Like, I wonder if it'll be different. So yeah, so that'll happen at the end of, I believe it's May. Schedule is still a little bit up in the air. Anybody who works with a shearer knows it's all, kind of dependent on what they have going on in the area.
This spot last year was all flowers. Might do it again. Just carnage right now. These are our 2 A-frame coops. In this one here is chicks that are fully feathered but not quite big enough. And in this one here, this is Ross the Rooster. He is a black copper Moran. We are going to give him a little team of ladies when we move. Have some black copper Moran babies. And this is his coop here.
It'll be this little guy's first time outside.
Joanne's emu.
What do you think, little guy?
Poop.
All right, so that's going to do it for today's garden tour. A little short, I know, but it's still just early spring. Hi, Joanne. If you want to see one of our garden tours from last year, where everything was blooming and beautiful, you can check it out right here. We put out videos on Mondays and Fridays. We go live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time, so make sure you stop by next time, and you might even get a face-to-face meet and greet with this little guy.